Hi, my name is Lauren. I'm a reptile keeper at the St. Augustine Alligator Farm. I've been here roughly about 7 months. I've definitely always been into animals ever since I was a little kid. Back in kindergarten when we did an ABC book of careers, pretty much my entire book had to do with animals, reptiles, alligators, you name it, pretty much any letter of the alphabet. This is a wonderful job for me. I'm one of those people that can't sit still. I hate being inside for long periods of time. So I really enjoy with the hands-on experience. I definitely learn a lot better with hands-on. So coming to a facility that has so many different crocodilians, I mean every crocodilian in the world right here, good variety of tortoises and turtles, snakes, lizards, pretty much anything and everything you can think of in a nice little area. They're a fun bunch of people. Before here, I worked for almost 2 years at another facility that had a wide variety of animals, lots of mammals, hoofstock and everything. And while I enjoyed the animals, my passion definitely veered more towards the crocodilians after I started working with them. And it definitely helped that one of my friends, really good friends, worked at this facility, so I was able to come do some behind the scenes beforehand and really just fell in love with the place. For fun, outdoor stuff, I live in St. Augustine, so beach is definitely a big part of my life. Going there, take my dog there, even though he likes to embarrass me. You know, it's one of those things. He's a great animal. I travel as much as I can. I like to go visit other zoos, so animals, even outside of work, are definitely part of it. They like to make fun of me because even on my days off, I have a tendency to come in and do a little bit of extra work. One of my bosses tells me I need to get a life, which may be true, but I'm happy with what I do. Other things I really enjoy, I'm a girl, I grew up doing a lot of dancing, so it's still a really big part of my life. I like to go to different places, dance, uses a lot of energy, makes me pretty happy as well. Do a lot of cycling when I was a little bit younger, mountain biking, road biking, stuff like that, but as you get older and the injuries get a little more severe, you realize you have to kind of step back so it doesn't impact the rest of your life. Okay, so being the zookeeper, obviously there are a lot of females in the field nowadays. Definitely though, in the reptile department, it's still very male driven. I had to overcome a lot of things in order to be able to get into this position. First of all, my family at first was kind of hesitant when I said I wanted to be a zookeeper. They thought it was just kind of a wild dream when I was younger and I'd outgrow it and, you know, go into something other science related. Since my family is all about science, they didn't really think I would take zookeeping to this extreme. They should have known though when in 5th grade and starting in middle school, all of my science projects had to do with animals, especially reptiles. So that should have been a good clue for them, but apparently it was still a little bit of a surprise when I said, hey, I want to go work with really large alligators. So for them, it took a little bit of convincing for them to see how happy I was for them to be okay. And then of course, being a female and male-dominated area, you have to push a little, do a little extra to make them really see that you're good for the job. I am the smallest in my department, so sometimes I can come and bite me in the butt, but they know that I can hold my own when I need to, and I'm the one to send up to the rafters to get the cobwebs when necessary. First day on the job, when they handed me a boy's size medium shirt, should have been a good indicator that I was in for quite a lot of teasing, which all my co-workers have held up their end of the deal, but they are awesome people to work with. They definitely do anything for me when I ask nicely, and they're willing to give me opportunities to do stuff when I come up with some crazy ideas. The boss is here, awesome, even though sometimes I have my little girly moments of, oh my gosh, that thing is so cute, which a lot of guys just kind of look at and go, eh. They'll kind of push that aside and just ignore me, I guess. I don't know. But so obviously being a girl, being a little bit on the smaller side sometimes can be difficult, but it's always very rewarding when I do shows and people come over and say, wow, you know, you did such a great job. Or I see a little girl and she sees me in my outfit and she goes, you're the one doing the shows? And I say, yeah. She's, oh, that is amazing. And that right there makes everything that I've gone through really worthwhile, because that inspires a whole new generation and hopefully more females to come into this field and realize just because reptiles aren't cute and fuzzy doesn't mean they aren't amazing creatures. Now, what does it take to be a reptile keeper? A lot of people think being a zookeeper is all fun and games, that all you get to do is feed the animals and play with them. Obviously with reptiles you can't. There's actually a lot that goes into being a keeper. Not only are we taking care of the animals and feeding them, we're also having to clean their enclosures, do maintenance exhibit design. It takes a lot to be one. We wear a lot of hats around here. We do a lot of things. Day to day can vary greatly. Sometimes we go around and feed all of our animals. Sometimes we're cleaning. You have to take the good with the bad. There's definitely days where you go home covered in mud and stinking, but at the end of the day, you know you've done a good job because animals come first. Some of the animals that I take care of here, one of the first ones you might see below me, Mr. Bones. He is one of our albino alligators. Now he is a really awesome alligator because I actually get to do trainings with him where I pretty much hand feed him. He responds to his name, he comes over, I can cover his eyes with my hand. He's a really well-behaved alligator. And that's just a little bit of a portion of trainings that we do here. Some of our other crocodilians, they're trained to come up onto a station when we call them, so we call them out of water, which can be a little exhilarating at times because you have this enormous animal coming lunging out at you. For the shows, we work with large alligators as well. We call them out of the water, we feed them, we get them to open their mouths. It's very awesome what we get to do. So not only do I work with the alligators, I also work with all of our tortoises and turtles, including our wonderful Galapagos tortoises. There's a lot that goes in with them. They're really fun animals. The turtles as well, a lot of fun. They have a lot of personality, which a lot of people don't realize. Also here we have a wide variety of lizards. Some of them are actually quite frightening as well, believe it or not. There are a few that scare me a little more than even some of our crocodiles and alligators. So we not only take care of the adults, we take care of the babies as well. So we incubate eggs, we take care of the babies. The nursery is another area that I get to take care of, which is absolutely amazing because I get to hold these little babies in my hands, but at the same time can be very nerve-wracking because they are so fragile when they're young. So they're really small, they fall victim to a lot of different things, but it's our job to make sure that we keep them healthy, we keep them fed. It's come down before where I've had to force feed a little alligator every other day just to make sure he survives. And as much of a pain in the butt as it can be in the long run when you see him running around and you see him doing so much better, it's definitely worth all the hard work. So a lot of people think also being a zookeeper is a very glamorous job that, you know, we sit there and look pretty with all the animals. They don't realize, especially with reptiles and with the hands-on that we do here, it can be a very dangerous job as well. Every day we go in, a lot of times we're really risking a lot. All of us have our scars, we have our stories of close calls, but in the long run, when you have your scars, they're just good stories to tell, of lessons learned about the strength, the power, and the ability of these animals. Especially reptiles get a bad rap from people. People think they're dumb animals that really don't know much, when in fact they are really smart and they will train you in turn. Bones is one of them. I learned the hard way that he can be very fast and strong when he wants to be, even though he is a well-behaved animal. So it can be dangerous. My mom, when she came to visit, definitely scared with some of the things I did, along with my father. But they saw the joy that it brought me, so they know it's definitely worth everything that I've been through. And every time you do something wrong, the best thing to do is say, well, I learned and I'll try not to do that again, and you hope that experience wasn't too damaging.